I have partnered up with Alois to make a brand new Mordekaiser guide, and I would say it is the best Mordekaiser guide out there right now. I have given out every single piece of information that I could think of. Absolutely anything that I use, I gave out in this guide. Explaining mid to late game stages, itemization, runes, combos, absolutely anything and everything I could think of. Even video matchups. And some of these video matchups go on to be 20 minutes or longer, just for that one particular matchup. Currently, there are not all top lane champions in video format, but over time I will add more and more of them. This is also where the tips and tricks section of the matchup spreadsheet went, in case you were all wondering. As part of the agreement, I had to move it to this guide exclusively. Every other guide I have is still completely untouched, and the rest of the spreadsheet on top of the mobafire guide is still also the same on the Mordekaiser side. If you want to check it out, you can use the link in the description, and you can also use the code FEDERALS20 if you want to purchase absolutely anything on the page, and you will get a 20% discount. With all that being said, please enjoy this video.
Until minions spawn.
Here I tried to save the Zed, but I should have just let him die, honestly. We end up both dying, and I burn all my summoner spells, and I start with my E. This matchup is actually pretty tough, and now it's made even worse because I have no summoner spells and Tryndamere got a kill. He can basically hyper stat check you in melee range. It is extremely difficult to beat him. At level 6 you won't win even if you exhaust him. He just straight up spins into you and then you die. The way I tend to play the lane is get a bunch of armor, specifically plated steel caps, warden's mail, and then going into Zhonya's. Not necessarily in this order, but I would like to get these items. Though usually my 2 core into Tryndamere is plated with Ronduin and Zhonya. Once you get to those, you can actually sit in melee range and beat him out, but you need to get to those, or else it is going to be really tough for you. You can also buy an Oblivion Orb early on if perhaps you get a kill and you see that he's going for Ravenous Hydra. And this is because if he goes Ravenous Hydra, he's gonna full heal every single wave with that active, unless you actually get Oblivion Orb to cut his Q healing and the Ravenous Hydra healing. But only do this early on if you're confident enough that you're actually gonna be able to survive the lane, because if you buy this and he can just kill you on cooldown, it's really bad. What I recommend most of the time is rushing either plated steel caps or warden's mail, or plated steel caps into seekers into wardens, or some variation of this. You really want to get those high armor pieces. And also W max second is important here. It will allow you to actually use your W twice against them. You can use it once at the beginning of the fight if it is fully stacked or close to fully stacked, and then you actually get to use a second W into him at the end of the fight. You have that time because of the W max second, on top of the fact that it'll just allow you to perma sustain into him, which is really important into him. This Tryndamere has been playing the lane rather passively. He just kinda lets me Q poke him, and that is really good for me. So what I end up going for here is plated Steel Caps and Oblivion Orb, and I have the perfect gold for that. It is kind of an early Oblivion Orb here, because he doesn't even have a Vampiric Scepter. It would only be his Q heal that I would cut right now realistically, but I still wanted to go for it because it would give me a bit of extra damage, and because I'm confident enough to actually skip over my Seekers and go Oblivion Orb and then Seekers. Simply due to the fact that I see that Tryndamere isn't as aggressive as he could be and isn't hard punishing me.
Destroyed a turret. Unstoppable.
Right now, I think Tryndamere is way too weak to threaten me even if I don't go Ronduin. So instead, I would much rather get some magic resist, because if I don't, their magic damage will melt me really hard. I can get that Ronduin later on, but I might not actually need it, simply because I have shut down Tryndamere so hard now. I decide to go for Serpent's Fang here, and I can buy it in full right now. The shields they have are actually really large. Karma and Seraphine specifically have huge amount of shields.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor. Shut down. Double kill. A summoner has disconnected. Victory! Raise a hand to us.
Level 1, you want to try to deny her from getting her passive stacks up. If she gets them freely, she can then Q onto you and beat you down really hard. So you want to try to deny her from actually getting them. In this case, Irelia actually started with her E, so there was no threat of that. But she could have tried to do it, especially because she has Ignite. She just played it slower. Generally speaking, what you want to do is play it slower until your Bramble Vest. You try to deny her the stacks on level 1 and then you try to play it slower. Unless you're actually able to dodge out her E. And even then you still might lose it, especially against an Irelia with Ignite. Once you get to that Bramble Vest, it is so much better for you. But it's not completely free once you get to that Bramble. She is still going to be very strong. What you want to do in this lane is actually just let her use her Q on you fully. You have to make sure every single one of her Qs is down before you can Q. Or else she's always going to dash through you and dodge it. This is why I run Lethal Tempo, so that I can auto attack her as much as possible. And then force her to Q before I'm forced to Q. Because my flurry of attacks will actually allow me to just auto attack her down. So she will be forced to eventually Q. You can also play around the interaction your ultimate has with her E. If she puts her E down, you can then use your ultimate on her and it completely disappears. She cannot reactivate it, she can't stun you, she can't mark you. And that will give you a massive advantage in the 1v1. You can also play around your Irelia spike. When you get to that Irelia, you can beat her down really hard, because it is going to be essentially impossible for Irelia to escape, because you're going to have your approach velocity, speed, plus the Irelia slow. You also have to watch out for her Blade of the Ruin King spike. Once she gets that item, her damage becomes absolutely disgusting. So try to beat her down and kill her a few times or get a big advantage before she actually gets to that Blade of the Ruin King moment. But you can still beat her down as long as you have your ultimate, Bramble Vest, and Irelia. So don't be afraid to take a fight just because she has Bork. It is still beatable if you have the correct items and your ulti up.
An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill.
In my opinion, this is actually a skill matchup. Renekton will try to perma short trade into you and you want to extend it. He's going to dash into you, auto W, Q, and then dash away. And that is going to be his short trade pattern for almost the entire laning phase. So what you want to do is try to extend it. Perhaps you can pull him in the middle of that combo and then extend the fight. You don't want to just get short traded like that into him. You can try to Q poke him as well, but then he can use his Q. And it might be more of an even trade. And even if you're both, let's say, 50% health, that is better for Renekton. Renekton doesn't want to just fight you from full health. He will lose 100% health versus 100% health. But if you're both 50% health, then Renekton can burst you down really hard before you get your W out. Or he can save his empowered W to break your W shield. So you want to be high health against him. What I like to do is actually rush Bramble Vest into him. And this is because it'll make it so that in the middle of the combo, he might not be able to auto attack. Because if he does that, he's going to take the reflect damage on top of the fact that his W strike actually counts as auto attacking. So he takes more reflect damage there. And then his Q will heal less. Or he's going to have to dash into you and then instantly Q. And maybe he doesn't always want to do that. Like for example, he might want to empower his W. But if he does that, once he actually does press his Q, he will heal even less. At level 6, you should be able to beat him out. If you both have your ultimate, you should be able to win it. And remember to always play around his empowered W. One thing you can do is if he actually saves his empowered W for a really long time, is just quickly reactivate your W. And this will make it to where you get some value out of the spell. Because you will convert some of that shielding into healing. It obviously won't be a one-to-one conversion, but it will at least give you some value out of the spell, instead of having Renekton just completely break it. Another thing you can do is just play it slowly until you get your Plated Steel Caps, Bramble Vest, and Riftmaker, and then you're basically good to go into him. This game though, I might not actually go Plated Steel Caps because they have so much crowd control. I could do it, but then I'm going to get Omega CC down. So it depends on how strong I am and how confident I am in actually beating him.
been slain. An ally has been slain. Slain an enemy. An enemy has been slain. Killing spree.
Their magic damage feels absolutely disgusting, especially from that Elise. So I end up getting a Force of Nature and a Kaenic Rookern. I could have gone for Zhonya's into Kaenic, but I really wanted to be hyper tanky on that MR.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Thank you all for joining me in this video. I hope you found the information useful, and I will see you in the next video, hopefully very soon.
I am favored by the gods.